the utilities are sending us ripples, controlling our plants or the plants of operators in active power, changing statically or dynamically reactive power, and the inverters and the whole PV plant is required to participate in the grid management, to stabilize the grid and also to support the grid in moments when the grid is very weak. So these are all new features that the inverters have already, and important if you have large amounts of PV that you integrate into the grid. And in Germany, just to give you an idea, we have 160 gigawatt of generation capacity of conventional nuclear power plants, hydro, thermal plants. We have almost 30 gigawatt of wind and 25 gigawatt of solar. And now we are reaching a level where we can't easily add more intermittent sources like wind and solar without having more grid management, because the whole power structure is being decentralized now, and we need grid management on the generation level and on the consumption level, from the home to the high voltage level and everything in between. And this is kind of a transformation we are undergoing, because Germany has started to switch off its nuclear power plants in Fukushima, and 8 plants, that's around 50%, is already offline. Now you see here 2 types how to roll out a megawatt plant. On the left side, or I show it on this side, you see the module field, and string inverters, small inverters of maybe 10 or 20 kilowatt are directly mounted below the module. There the DC cabling stops, you collect the AC cable and evacuate it via medium voltage transformer to your medium voltage grid 1133, 66, 132. If you have a central inverter, you would have a lot of strings and solar panels connected to one inverter. You would need additional DC-based monitoring in the field that is resembled by these boxes here to see what's really going on in the strings, if there's an error that you can locate it. And then also you evacuate it and have a step up to the medium voltage level. I show you a couple of examples. This is a very recent installation here from Pakistan. Pakistan Institute of Parliamentary Services in Islamabad, 62 kilowatt, and this is a grid feeding installation without batteries, recently installed. The next one is an example, Airport Casablanca, 80 kilowatt. You see a very nice system with glass modules. So this is an architectural nice project, iconic project, and also a very nice inverter installation. You see this can be done in a very nice way, and this is then safe and state-of-the-art technology. You can also have very small installations, 2 kilowatt grid-tied systems at the university in Kumasi, in Ghana. Another system that was the largest system in Africa when it was installed, 250 kilowatt with string inverters. A system of 5 megawatt on the Cape Verde Islands. Well, this is the largest, or was the largest plant in Europe a short time back. That is 85 megawatt, but in general we don't have these very large plants or much larger plants in Europe because we don't have so much space. And at the moment we are, for example, or a customer is building with our inverters a plant in the US with 290 megawatt. But you know, in the deserts you can do that. Now they're talking about gigawatt-sized plants, but it depends always on, well, if you're in the sun belt, what conditions you have, is space, cost factor, and is there a grid that can take in this amount of power? Because in the desert you don't have the users, you have to transport the electricity, and these are all factors that have to be considered. An example, Masdar City. So we installed the first megawatt plant, 10 megawatt plant already realized in 2008 under very harsh ambient conditions. To give you an idea, if you think maybe the conditions here are very demanding, it is the case. Yeah, you have maybe sandstorm, dust, you have temperatures over 50 degrees sometimes, and you can see that there are already many installations in America, 90 megawatt, 100 megawatt, and in India, very close to you, that are working in ambient around 50 degrees, and it is very important to use technology that is giving you good yields and returns under these conditions. And to be sure to get that, we are performing a lot of tests. We have a very large testing set up for all kinds of inverters. We are also giving inverters to institutes, for example, to do a third-party dust test according to IEC norms, seismic tests, electromagnetic tests, and very important is the temperature behavior. So nowadays our inverters are on the electronics parts completely encapsulated in the blue area, and the heatsink and the temperature activated fans on the rear side, they are controlling the whole temperature of the system. And this leads to the result that we can operate our units at full nominal power up to 50 degrees, and only then the derating is starting. To give you again an idea what it means, these kind of gigawatts, 6 gigawatt with central inverters globally. Only in 2010 our teams did with our customers more than 800 projects in more than 30 countries. So this gives you a feeling that these large-scale technologies are already happening, and this is very simple. It will also come to Pakistan, also in a big way, maybe not tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow, because there are some things that also have to fall into place. But the cost structure, this is the point. We have seen that in some presentations. The PV module cost has come down 40% only last year, and well, there are several reasons for that, but there's still potential for further reduction, and conventional fuel prices will rise. So this is a development that is happening, and my read is that it will happen also in a large scale in Pakistan. Now, away from the big things, coming to the villages, the small electrifications. So this is an island. Island or village electrification could also be a remote place in Balochistan, where whenever the grid will reach, there you can set up an inverter that is able to work bidirectional with a battery and form a normal AC grid. It's a kind of a micro utility. It is forming your 230 volt, 50 Hertz grid, and now you can connect your loads, but you need, of course, a generating source, and this is a PV, and you can connect the PV on the AC side or the DC side. And the advantage is that if you connect it on the AC side, the solar energy goes through a grid feeding inverter directly into your loads, because another unit was able to provide the grid. And these grid feeding inverters, they don't distinguish very much whether it's a public grid or such a grid, or a diesel generator or gas generator grid. They take the grid and feed in. And then you can use 98-99% efficiency inverter and directly feed your load, and you don't cycle the battery. In these off-grid systems, the batteries are the cost drivers, because they die sometimes after 2-3 years. To replace them, the inverter is, in comparison to the modules in the battery, only a small cost component, but it ensures lifetime of the battery, the whole grid management. It is the most important component, and helps you to protect your investment. So the system can grow. You have seen some more modules have been installed. All of a sudden it is a 3-phase system. You can make it if the village or the demand of the customer grows from